All right, it's time for y'all to quit now.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Martin Luther King Day. It's also the inauguration day, so pretty big, eventful day. We've had an eventful week also. And I think I said last week, the second Friday in January is called Quitter's Day because everyone starts quitting their resolutions. And I'm going to need you guys to start quitting a little bit faster because I've been to the gym several times now, not to brag. And every time I pull in, parking lot filled to the brim, packed like you can't even believe. And I've gone at all different times of the day. I guess not all, but many different times. I've gone at 5, 5:30, 6, 8. I even went to a different gym. This one wasn't as busy, but the gym was a little bit smaller, at like 3. And I'm like, I thought everyone was supposed to be quitting. Like, what's going on here? And the one time, there was not even an open machine. Like, there was maybe 1 or 2 treadmills open, and there's probably 25 treadmills out in the main area, and then inside the movie theater they have, I don't know, like 6 or 7 more. And like every machine was taken, every weight bench, every weight machine. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave. I'm pissed off. There's nothing to do. I can't do anything here. I hate waiting for machines. So I looked over and there was 1 treadmill, and I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to get 10,000 steps a day in. And I'm like, well, I'll just start with walking a little bit and then we'll see how it goes. Luckily, it all kind of evened out and people started to leave, and then machines were opened up and I was able to do everything I needed. But I'm just like, this is so annoying. There's so many people, and I know I sound like an old person, but there's so many people nowadays. Like everywhere you go, like we went to the aquarium lights a month ago, 2 months ago maybe, and the line to get in, I'm not even kidding you, zigzagged and went through the parking lot. And I'm like, okay, so we're all out here. Like, the line was moving pretty quickly. But I'm like, then we're all going to be inside together. Like, where's all this room? There's just not room for everybody. There's too many people, you guys. I'm sorry. I'll agree with Thanos till the day I die. But there's just too many people now. It's, like, so frustrating to do anything anymore because, I don't know. It's like, yeah, one day I went to City Creek. This was during Christmas time, so that's probably why. And the food court was packed. Like, people were like shoulder to shoulder everywhere. I'm just like, please, can I just go somewhere? That's one of the reasons I want to be famous is so I don't have to wait in line, and so I can hire out places. Like when the Kardashians rented out Six Flags for, whose birthday was it? Was it Kendall's birthday or Kylie's? They rented out the whole park. Or you can go to Disneyland and get the private tour guides, and you literally get to skip every line. You get to go through like the back alleyways. That's just what I'm ready for. I'm ready to be able to go in like the back entrances. I'm just, that's who I'm meant to be, is someone who doesn't have to wait in line anymore. Anyway, I was able to work out. I was able to do it. It's fine. I calmed myself down, but it's not like it was before January 1st, and it needs to get back to that level or even better. But I did go on Saturday this week, and it was like empty. And I don't know if it just looked more empty because of how it looked on the Wednesday that I went. Also, it was like snowing pretty bad, so that might have been why. Anyway, if you're thinking about quitting the gym, specifically the one I go to, you deserve it. You deserve to quit and just stay at home and rest. It's okay. It is okay. Let's see. TikTok obviously had quite an eventful 14 hours. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going around about this. I'm not saying I believe them all, but some of them are like, yeah, that could happen. I can see that happening. But I think it is kind of weird, all the praise that they're, especially like on those important notices, like it said TikTok is not available in your country anymore. And then when it came back, it said TikTok is now available thanks to President Trump. I'm like, okay, well, first of all, he's not president yet, and second, why are you putting this in this kind of like a legal term? And just I want to give a little FYI. He is the reason that this all happened. So he's the one that kept sounding the alarm of this horrible threat that TikTok was. Anyway, I don't care. It's back. People are thinking that when it went down, it was them because they don't want to sell their algorithm. That's the whole point, is because TikTok's algorithm is like the best. And so people are thinking, well, now they have to pay they have to split the company up. Like it has to be 50% ownership of someone in America. And they're saying that they did that so that they could take the algorithm and then sell whatever the rest part of the company was. I can see that happening. I don't know. I hope that the algorithm isn't messed up, and I hope we can just go on and continue our lives. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I remember I posted a picture of me. We had like a party on Saturday night, and I brought up a poster board with these cutout letters, and I'm like, I have Jackson, I have something I want to hang up, a decoration. He's like, oh god, what is it? So I started pulling out the letters, and he's like, does this say goodbye TikTok? I'm like, yes it does, because I'm very sad. So that was up, and I posted a picture of me holding the sign, and it was getting like 0 likes, 0 views. I'm like, okay, well, it's got to get at least like 2 views, you know what I mean? And I'm like, so it's already happening. And then shortly after that, they announced that it was gone. And then I got home the next day, and it was back. My friend Isabel texted me, and my cousin Georgina, she's like, my TikTok is working as yours? And I was like, yes. I'm like, why is it working? And then right after that is when they sent that notice out. Yeah, I don't know. There's obviously some things behind the scenes we're not aware of, but also I don't think it's as deep as other people are thinking it is. And let's just be grateful that it is back. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of looking forward to having it gone for at least a little while, because I instantly just was addicted to it again as soon as it showed back up. So I don't know, who knows? I just need to manage my time better and be better about it. Yeah, what else has happened? I am going an entire week without drinking an Alani. So if you see me and I'm like have severe road rage or I just look like I'm about to have a mental breakdown, it's probably because of that. I love it, but it's getting to the point, it's just a habit now. And like I said earlier, I don't really enjoy drinking it unless I have something to eat with it. And I don't know why I feel the need I always have to have that. But I'm going to get to a point where I only drink it like before I go to the gym with my Ritz peanut butter crackers as my gym warm-up routine. And maybe just like socially. But other than that, like I don't need to have it the second I wake up. And I don't need to have it for lunch. And then I don't need to have it for 3 p.m. pick-me-up. And I'm hoping that'll help me with my sleep. I've been taking magnesium and it's been better. But like I sleep great, don't get me wrong, but I've been waking up every night pretty much. Sometimes 3 or 4 times a night. I'll just wake up instantly, like just wide awake, and I'll go right back to sleep. But I'm like, hey, that's not good for my sleep. I need to be sleeping all the way through. Anyway, yes, so please pray for me. Alani's stock will drop because I will not be buying as much stuff. And yeah, let's see, Dolly Parton turned 79 yesterday, and she is just American treasure. I just love her so much, and I hope, I don't know, what do you think she does just like daily? What's like something she loves to do besides singing? She loves to do that, but like, does she get up and have like, I don't know, tea? Does she like sweet tea? That's what they have in the South. Does she go on walks? Like, what I want to know, like a normal day in her life when she's kind of off on hiatus and doing whatever she wants. She said when she came to the Orem for a concert once, me and my grandma went, and She has an entire barn at her house that is dedicated to all the stuff her fans give her. She never throws away any letters. She never throws away any gifts that her fans give her. It all goes in this barn out back. And I'm like, you're probably going to need a second barn at some point, which is fine because she can definitely afford it. I just love the fact that she owns an amusement park too. One of my goals in life, my bucket list, is to go to Dollywood. I want to go there so bad. I want to go there for a few days so I can really just enjoy it and take it in and just enjoy the atmosphere. I love amusement parks. It's like one of my favorite things to do of all time. And to go to hers would just be so fun. So anyway, I actually have this question, as many do. I see it like online all the time. People are like, oh my gosh, it is 2025 and Walmart doesn't take Apple Pay. Like, Walmart doesn't take Tap to Pay. What is going on? That's so annoying. And I'm like, yes, that is very, very annoying, but there's obviously a reason they're doing it, because Walmart wouldn't just leave money on the table. Walmart is still one of the biggest companies in the entire world. Even with Amazon, even with these other like huge retailers, like Walmart is massive. And you know what? It still pays to shop there because I go to this little grocery store that's just kind of convenient for me after work, and I love it. It's clean, it's nice, they have good stuff. But at Walmart, that's like the next town over, everything is like 50 cents to $2 cheaper. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're buying, a lot of stuff, or it's just like, especially nowadays when a freaking carton of eggs is $9. I know there's a chicken shortage, I know, but come on, like really, it does pay to go there. So I don't think Walmart is all bad. Also, I went to the one in Orem, was it Orem, the other day, and those freezers they have, they're not like the stand-up ones, they're the ones that are just open in the middle of the aisles and you just reach in and grab stuff. They have some now and they have lids on them. They're like see-through, so you just like push the lid back and you can get it. I'm like, why has it taken it this long to figure that out? Like, how much energy are they saving now that they have this? Like, why did it take this long for someone to say, hey, what if we put lids on these? They're like, it's genius. That's what I mean. They're not going to leave any money on the table. If they're going to, if you look up in Walmart stores, they have the skylights, and that was a cost preventative. Is that what you would say? A cost efficient thing they decided to do, because why not let the natural light shine through and you don't have to use as many lights. I love Walmart. I love Sam Walton. I read his book. He's actually, a very, very smart man in the sense that he knows he's not the smartest. He just knows how to work hard and hire people that know what they're doing. And his book's really good. He's been dead for a long time, but he even says in the book, he's like, a lot of my ideas weren't even mine. He's like, I go to stores whenever I travel or go anywhere. He's like, I go to different stores, Kmart, all these places, and measure their aisles. I'd measure, all this, how much stuff they have in each, all the shelves. Like, he literally would go around and do his homework. And he's like, I copied a lot of other people's work. I just did it better. And I'm like, you know what? Good on you. What was I going to say? I was going to say something else. Anyway, Walmart. Love it. Apple Pay. Okay. So I had a feeling they had a reason they weren't doing it. And it's because I forgot they had their version of Apple Pay in their Walmart app, which actually is pretty cool. If you're at Walmart and you look at the little credit card machine, it's got that barcode on it, or that QR code. And in the app, you open it up and push Walmart Pay, and it has a little camera that pops up, and you attach your credit cards to it and your default pay or whatever you want, and then you scan that thing and it just pays through that. And it's their way of not having to pay fees like Apple Pay, all these other processing companies. And I'm surprised that they haven't worked out a deal yet with Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, these things, because I don't think a lot of people use their Walmart Pay. I could be wrong, but they don't really advertise it either. Also, they dropped Capital One as their partner, which surprised me. And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, something's up. The Capital One did something, and I was right. I was correct. This surprised me because my first credit card I had was the Quicksilver card, and I have it still, and I actually really like it. The app is easy to use, it's convenient, but Walmart said that they were dropping the ball. They had terrible customer service. It was taking like weeks and sometimes like over a month for people to get the replacement cards. And then they breached some kind of contract thing. It didn't say specifically what. So the deal was supposed to go from 2018 to 2026, and Walmart ended it in 2024, I think. And I was so annoyed because I already had the Quicksilver card, and then I had the Walmart Capital One card. None of you care about this, but I'm almost done with the story. And I wanted to call Capital One because I'm like, what am I going to do? They're like, oh, we'll give you a Quicksilver card. I'm like, I already have one. They're like, oh, that's okay. I'm like, well, I don't want two. What's the point of that? Can't you just merge my balances together? And they're like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, why? I'm like, I don't want two of the same credit card. What is the point of that? There's literally no point. And they're like, well, it's just better this way. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I won't use it. It doesn't even have that big of a limit anyways. So I think I have like one $5 reoccurring charge on it that I pay off every month. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to sit and fight with you on this, but it's ridiculous. Like, you guys should be able to cancel it without penalizing people's credit scores, or just merge it into another credit card that they already have. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so there's my little spiel on Apple Pay. You guys should try the Walmart Pay. It's actually pretty efficient, and it's just as fast as any of the Samsung, Apple, Google Pay, whatever they have out there. I do find it weird that they won't let you tap your credit cards though. That is strange to me. I don't know if that costs more money. Also, another thing, my mom and I are talking about this. I've always been bugged by this, but if you are a business and you are charging people the service fee for credit cards, you should go to hell. I think that is ridiculous. That you are running a business that is a cost that you should front, and if you don't, then don't accept credit cards. Like, that is ridiculous. And it also, just so you know, it's illegal for them to not disclose putting the 3% charge when you use a credit card if they charge you for it. So just FYI, it really bugs me. It's super annoying. And then you go places. We went to it's at the Asian market in Salt Lake a couple weeks ago, and like everywhere we went in, and well, not everywhere, but most places, no American Express. Absolutely no American Express. No American Express. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? It's 2025. Can we just let American Express happen? I remember In-N-Out Burger wouldn't take American Express for a long, long time. And I'm like, okay, surely you guys are missing out on a lot of money. Like, how much can their fees possibly be that these people won't take them? Also, I went to this like upscale furniture store here in Utah, and I guess it's not like mega expensive, but it's definitely not cheap. And they have a sign up front that says no American Express. I'm like, do you guys understand who your clientele is? Like, rich people use American Express. That's just what they do. Like, what? I don't understand what this taking a stand against American Express is going to do. And then you see like American Express has Small Business Saturday, and it's like support small businesses. I'm like, so do you guys hate American Express or do you like American Express? It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet were seen together in Paris at the premiere of The Complete Unknown. And that is the Bob Dylan movie, as we talked about. I feel like, isn't the movie out and they're still doing all these premieres everywhere? Anyway, I don't care. Anytime I get to see them, I'm happy as can be. I love it. And they just look so happy together. And it makes me, I love when it's these two. Do you guys know who Christina Haaks is? If you're not sure, I'm sure you've seen her, but she's from HGTV, that whole network. Her and her husband have this, or had the show Flip or Flop, I think is what it was. Yeah. And they ended up getting divorced, so the show, I think, ended. They're still friends, and they're, amicable and stuff, but she has been married twice since, and the one marriage lasted maybe a couple years, and then this one is a couple years also, but this one she's going through a divorce currently. and it is not going well. She said they have a new show together. It's called The Flip Off, and basically it's between her and her ex-husband Tarek. They are seeing who can flip houses and make the most profit. And if you're unaware, Tarek is married to Heather, and if you're unaware who Heather is, she's from Selling Sunset. And Selling Sunset is the show on Netflix about the realtors that wear clothes right off the runway that probably should not be worn in work settings. Anyway, they're married now. So all three of them have this show called The Flip Off on HGTV. It starts the 29th of January, which is... when is that? Next Tuesday? In that promo, though, it was Christina and Tarek, the two that were formerly married, and she just starts crying. He's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "No." She's like, "I just filed for divorce." And she's like, the kids have come up to me a couple times and be like, "Why are you with him? He's mean to you. Like, we don't understand why you're with him." Anyway, I was just curious because she was on this show, this radio show. What is it? Jeff Lewis, who I cannot stand. I don't know how he got famous, where he got famous. I don't care. Anytime he's on Watch What Happens Live, I don't watch it because I truly, when you just don't like somebody, he is the most arrogant, most obnoxious person. And I just can't, and I can't not look at his lips. Like, I'm like, Kate, tone it down with a lip filler. You're just too much. Anyway, sorry, he just bugs me so much. But apparently he has this radio show. And he had Christina on there because she was promoting the new show, and he's asking her about the divorce. And she's like, we have to go to trial because Josh, her husband she's divorcing, doesn't want to go to mediation. And she said she's had to already give him some money to, quote, live. But she's like, then he bought a Bentley. And if you're unaware, Bentleys are extremely expensive cars. They range from like 200,000 to 400,000, I'd say. It basically goes, Rolls Royce is the creme de la creme, the most luxurious of luxury, and then Bentley probably, and then Maybach. But yeah, so they're not cheap cars at all. And she's like, he doesn't have a job, and it's like, okay, so that's a lot of money. How much is she worth? She's worth $25 million. That's insane. Then she says she's done, like, her and her husband, or ex-husband, have done over 1,000 house flips. And they, obviously the show, so I'm like, they're doing pretty well for themselves. And the fact that he could buy a Bentley with the money she had to give him just to hold him over until the divorce is settled, I'm like, wow, that's, you're doing pretty good. Anyway, he is like making this a miserable time. And so she's hired her divorce lawyer, Laura Wasser. And I don't think anybody will know who this is because I honestly didn't. But she is like the celeb divorce lawyer. Like, you want her for sure if you're getting divorced. Listen to this clientele she has: Britney Spears from Kevin Federline, Angelina Jolie from Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp from Amber Heard, Kim Kardashian from Kanye West, Joe, how do you even say his last name? Joe Manganiello from Sofia Vergara, Ariana Grande from Dalton Gomez, Kevin Costner, Kelly Clarkson from The Evil, Awful Man, Brandon Blackstone. Her divorce is probably one of the craziest and most expensive celebrity divorces I've seen, personally. I mean, I haven't really dived into them, but yeah, he wanted so much. He wanted like $400,000 a month from Kelly Clarkson in alimony and child support. $400,000 a month. That is insane. I think I could be wrong on that, but it was a lot of money. Let's see. Stevie Wonder, Christina Aguilera, Patricia Arquette, Maria Shriver from Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Dr. Dre. And the divorce lawyer is worth around $10 million. No one's really sure, but I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's a massive clientele right there. And that's probably not even all of the people that she's, whatever. But anyway, there's that. What's next? Severance is finally out. I haven't watched the new episode. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. If I even sense that I'm a little tired, I will not start watching something I haven't seen, because I know I'll fall asleep and I'll just have to go back and find where I fell asleep and probably just start watching it all over again. So I need to make sure I'm awake and coherent. Anyway, the new episode came out Friday, but before that, last week, they had this advertising campaign, and it's actually really genius. So they were in this plexiglass box in the middle of Grand Central Station, and it looked like they were in their office, like working. And it was all the actors, well, not all of them, but the actors from the show. And here's this article from Influence Digital. I've never heard of this before, but it says, in a striking display, the central characters of the series, played by Adam Scott, Britt Lauer, Zach Cherry, Patricia Arquette, and Trammell Tillman, inhabited a glass cube designed to replicate their workplace at Lumen Industries. For over 2 hours, the actors remained in character, portraying their innies as their, if you haven't watched the show, that's what they call them when they're at work, as they engaged in mundane activities such as sipping coffee, throwing paper planes, and practicing yoga. Director and executive producer Ben Stiller, yes, that Ben Stiller, attended the event to observe and document the performance. Fans and passerbys flocked to witness the stunt, capturing and sharing videos across social media, where the event quickly gained traction. Metaphor and marketing, a seamless blend. The promotional stunt resonated with fans not only for its entertainment value, but also for its symbolic alignment with the show's themes. Severance explores the psychological and ethical implications of separating work and personal identities through the controversial procedure. The glass cube, a literal barrier between the actors and the crowd, mirrored the stark divisions faced by the show's characters. So I've talked about this before, but if you're not sure what the show is, it's they have this chip implanted in their head, and when they enter work, they only know their work life. They don't know anything about their personal lives. When they leave the elevator, they don't know anything about work. They only know about their personal lives. So it's like separating your work and your personal life. And it's very interesting. So go watch it. I watched the first season at the beginning of 2023, and it's taken 2 years. Even more than that, because the show came out before I even watched it, obviously. But it came out probably maybe even a year before I watched it. So it's really good. Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney Spears has reached 1 billion streams. It's in the Billions Club now. It's actually her second song to get this award, and I was not aware of that, but Toxic is number one. Everyone loves Toxic, and I'm not saying I hate it, but you always hear these like singers and everyone like saying how that song changed how they view music and how they make music and stuff, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, it is good, but I don't think it's her best one. The inauguration is today, and Carrie Underwood will be performing along with, let's see, it says, outside of the official ceremonies, several musicians are slated to perform at various inaugural events. The Trump-Vance inaugural committee announced that Kid Rock, The Village People, Billy Ray Cyrus, Jason Aldean, Rascal Flatts, Parker McCollum, and Gavin DeGraw will be performing. Also, I heard that they are moving the inauguration inside. Is that correct? Does anybody know what time it is? I mean, maybe I should know that, but what time does the inauguration start? I'm guessing, because aren't they done by noon? That's like when he's like officially president is noon Eastern time, so it's probably soon. Probably should turn the TV on. UMG, Universal Music Group, has canceled its Grammy related events. I got this article from the Daily Mail. It says, it's such a relief that the ceremony will take place, but anything more than that wouldn't feel right. Universal Music Group led the charge, announcing the cancellation of its Grammy-related events, including Artist Showcase and After Party. A UMG spokesperson stated, we have canceled all of our Grammy-related events, including the Artist Showcase and After Grammy Party, and we will redirect the resources that would have been used for those events to assist those affected by wildfires. Following UMG's decision, other major labels quickly followed suit. Sony Music announced the cancellation of its Grammy Week events, and its parent company, Sony Group Corporation, pledging $5 million to emergency relief and long-term recovery efforts. Warner Music Group, WMG, is in partnership with Levantic Family Foundation Social Justice Fund, also announced an initial $1 million donation to support local fire relief initiatives. A WMG representative said that their efforts would focus on aiding the organization's first responders and those in the music industry affected by fires. BMG, wonder what that one is. Added, it is with heavy hearts that we announce BMG will no longer host its pre-Grammy party on Tuesday, January 28th. Our thoughts are with everyone affected, and we extend our deepest gratitude to firefighters and first responders in Los Angeles who are working tirelessly to contain the fires. Lucas Teller, founder of Milk and Honey Management, was among the first to publicly call for event cancellations. Keller took to Instagram to share his decision to cancel Milk and Honey's popular Grammy party, writing, "It would be tone deaf to celebrate, and I hope all other companies will follow suit." I wonder, is this the award show that Vanity Fair has their party? It's like a huge... No, that's the Oscars. That's the Oscars. Okay. All right. I'm wrong. Addison Rae is on the cover of February Rolling Stones. She looks very, very good. It says, "The Queen of TikTok is coming for pop." So we're pretty sure she's releasing an album this year. And I cannot wait because, I don't love Aquamarine. I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't love it. But all the other ones she releases are so good. They are so, so good. It's a bad time to be a Jessica in Hollywood because Jessica Simpson and Jessica Alba are both getting divorced, which really shocked me. Both of these actually really surprised me. Also, do you know Jessica Simpson has lost 100 pounds? That's crazy. And I'm glad she did it before. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Who cares? But the whole Ozempic thing, because people probably wouldn't give her credit, but she literally put in all this work and she became sober. She really changed her whole life. But 100 pounds, that's crazy. She says she feels 21 again, and just with more autonomy, I guess you could say. More, what am I trying to say? Confidence. Anyway, it says, on January 13th, Jessica Simpson confirmed her split, telling People magazine, "Eric and I have been living separately, navigating a painful situation in our marriage. Our children come first, and we are focusing on what is best for them," she continued. "We are grateful for all of the love and support that has been coming our way and appreciate privacy right now as we work through this as a family." Eric, he played for the 49ers, and they were together for 10 years. Well, they were married for 10 years. I think they were together before that. Her book's really good, by the way, if you're interested in celebrity memoirs. Hers is really, really good. Okay, now Jessica Alba. On Thursday, Alba confirmed in a statement that she and Warren, her husband, obviously, Cash Warren, had broken up following 16 years of marriage, writing, "I've been on a journey of self-realization and transformation for years, both as an individual and in partnership with Cash. I'm proud of how we've grown as a couple and in our marriage over the last 20 years, and it's time for us now to embark on a new chapter of growth and evolution as individuals." She concluded her message adding, "We are moving forward with love and kindness and respect for each other and will forever be a family. Our children remain our highest priority, and we request privacy at this time." So, yeah, that's sad. They were together for over 20 years. I saw an article, I didn't click on it, but it was like jealousy was a cause of their divorce. So, who knows? Who knows? Maybe she'll come back to Honest Company and be there again. Who knows if she'll start acting again? I just love her. I really, really do. Britney Mahomes has had her third baby. Says Patrick and Britney welcome their third child, Golden Rae Mahomes. I've never heard the name Golden. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I've never heard it. On Sunday, January 12th, Britney Mahomes isn't going to miss the opportunity to cheer on her superstar husband even less than 1 week after giving birth. So I'm guessing she went to a game. I forgot to talk about this next one on it. This was during the Golden Globes. So they have presenters come out and present awards, and one of them was Vin Diesel. And if you were unaware, The Rock was there as well, sitting pretty close to the front. And they don't get along. They just don't. They're two very alpha males. And they had that feud on the set of Fast and Furious. They do not get along well. Who knows? Maybe they made up. But I was like, oh, this is kind of awkward. I'm like, do they know that each other's going to be there? And as soon as Vin Diesel walks out, he's like, "Hello, Dwayne." I'm like, oh, that's kind of awkward. So I don't know. Maybe they made up, maybe not. That's as far as it went. And I'm honestly shocked I have not seen any headlines about it. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Trisha Paytas is finally going on tour, and I am devastated. I am so upset because she's coming to Utah and I will not be here, and I'm so sad. If she did it one day later, because she goes to Salt Lake on the 1st of March and then she goes to Seattle on the 2nd of March. And I'm like, please. which is so frustrating because like a lot of these shows she's doing has lots of breaks, and I'm like, why couldn't it have been one of my shows that had a big break and I would have been here? Yes, but I will be in Disneyland. At that point, I'll be in the air on the way home, but I'm still very sad. She's coming to, let's see, starting February 20th. It's called Trisha Paytas, The Eras of Trish Tour. It really is like a knockoff of Taylor Swift. I'm not really sure why, because she's not really a Taylor Swift fan, is she? I've never heard her really like talk about Taylor Swift or like her that much, but I mean, it's the same colors, it's the same vibe, it's the same lover outfit. I'm just curious why she chose to do a knockoff of the Eras tour. Anyway, she can do whatever she wants. She's Trisha Paytas. Starts February 20th. Starts in Indianapolis, goes to Detroit, Toronto, Denver, Salt Lake, Seattle, Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, Tyson. I've never heard of that. Tyson, Raleigh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Charlotte, Minneapolis, Chicago, Milwaukee, Portland, Phoenix. This is like really random. It's like doesn't go in any particular order. Usually when people tour, they kind of do like the top half of America or like the center and then go down and around. Anyway, Sacramento, San Jose, Austin, Kansas, St. Louis, Nashville, Pittsburgh, and Atlanta. The Atlantic City. Now these are like way spread out. Let's see what we're at 36 minutes. How much more do I have left? Okay, I got time. We definitely have to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake finale because that was crazy. So I didn't even have this on my list, but I just remembered it. The Justin Baldoni thing and Blake Lively, the lawsuit is now $400 million. And it's been brought to our attention that they were all at him, Justin, Blake, Ryan, and Taylor Swift were all at the Reynolds penthouse in New York. And it was basically hinted that Taylor helped write the bar or the rooftop scene because Blake was like, I would just really like to be able to write this scene because I want to start writing and producing and directing, and really no one takes me seriously in this town. And he kind of was just like, okay, sure. But he said he felt pressure because Taylor Swift was there and she had a lot of input and stuff on it. And so he felt like he had to go along with it. I don't know how far that'll go. I don't think it's a wise decision to get Taylor Swift involved because her lawyers are sharks and they will not play. So it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. What else? There was something else. He provided photos of him and his family and friends in the basement where Blake Lively locked him away while she was up at the actual premiere. And there's one other thing that I'm forgetting about. What is it? I honestly don't know. Anyway, yeah, so, but that's bringing up drama between Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively. And they've been known to not get along, and it makes sense why now. I feel like Anna Kendrick isn't an unreasonable person. I feel like she could be mean, but I don't think it's just in her nature to be like that. Clearly it's in Blake Lively's nature to be like that. But there was rumblings that there was trouble on the set of A Simple Favor between those two. And now they have the second movie, which I think has been filmed. I think it's done. But they said no studio wants to buy it because the press release will not go well because neither of them can stand each other. And they don't want to be in the same room or do press together, and they probably just don't want another liability on their hands from like the It Ends With Us drama. And so they're having a hard time selling the movie to a production company, and I don't know. It makes me sad because I love A Simple Favor. But someone had said that Anna was like, yeah, I guess these were like her text messages. I don't know how they got this, honestly, but she's like, I'm working with this co-star again, which I hate, but it makes it easier because I am supposed to hate them in the show, and so I basically just play how I would feel in real life. Like, you know what? That's real. That's honesty right there. Kim Kardashian, she has been under fire, so they would say, for asking Governor Gavin Newsom to raise the pay for incarcerated firefighters. So basically, I guess if you're on good behavior, you can go out and be a firefighter, which is like pretty cool. But listen to this. They make $26 a day. They're working 12-hour shifts. No, 24-hour shifts. Okay, I'll just read my list. It's from LA Times. Those individuals who are prisoners in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation make up about 30% of California's wildfire fighting force in any given year and earn as little as $26.90 for a 24-hour shift, according to Times. More than 900 of them have helped battle wildfires ravaging Southern California over the last week. The Kardashian star noted Saturday on Instagram that there were hundreds of firefighters risking their lives to save us as they work 24-hour shifts, get paid almost nothing, risk their lives, or die in the process to prove to the community that they have changed and are now first responders. I see them as heroes, she wrote in a post for her 358 million followers. It has never been raised with inflation. It has never been raised when fires got worse and many died. Kardashian lamented, noting that one proposal for a pay hike got shot down last minute. I am urging Gavin Newsom to do what no governor has done in 4 decades and raise the incarcerated firefighter pay to a rate that honors a human being risking their life to save our lives and our homes, she wrote. But the reality star lamented that those firefighters are getting paid $1 per hour, a rate she said has been the same since 1984, which that's still crazy even back in those days. $1 an hour. According to CDRC, I don't know what that is, sorry. Inmate firefighters typically make between $5.80 and $10.24 per day and can make more than $26 a day during wildfire season. They can get another $1 an hour from CAL FIRE when they're responding to active emergencies. And of course, people have something to say. They're saying she's out of touch. They're saying she should pay for it herself. Danny Trejo, who is Uncle... What is his name on Spy Kids? Is it Uncle Danny? I like him, but this kind of bugged me. He said she should be putting her focus more on people's houses who have burned down. And I'm like, okay, well, who says she hasn't? Like, do you know every single thing she's donated? Like, it would be hard to be famous because you donate to something and people are like, that's it? That's all you're going to do? Or what about this one? What about this cause? What about this? Like, you're so selfish for only thinking about this one. And I'm like, my God, you guys, like, calm down. She's right. $26 a day for 24-hour shift fighting these massive wildfires. Like, come on. I mean, I hope they have the option to choose if they want to do this. If it's something or they're forced to do it. I don't know. I don't know much about it. But, you know, everyone has their own cause that they're fighting for. And everyone knows that Kim's cause is fighting for wrongly incarcerated people or people who have been incarcerated and have changed their whole lives. I don't know. Then I saw a reel. It was from the Daily Mail, and they were trying to drag Kim Kardashian, and they failed miserably. Sometimes, like, you know, you hear artists or celebrities say, don't look at the comments. Don't look at the comments. I haven't looked at the comments in forever. And I have to stop looking at the comments for famous people because it makes me sad. It makes me so sad what people say about other people. Like, what is wrong with people, honestly? So I was curious of what people were going to say about this one. And I thought for sure it would be like... so basically they were trying to get people to be mad that she was promoting Skims while the fires were going on. And people were like, no offense, but what do you expect her to do about this? They're like, what do you want her to do? Go out and stop the fires herself? And someone's like, y'all act like she's the president of the United States. Like, let her just do her thing. And someone's like, McDonald's is still running their advertisements. So-and-so is still running their advertisements. Like, yes, there's fires going on, but the world does continue. And someone's like, Skims is a much bigger market than just LA. Like, she still has a job to do. And most likely these are pre-planned posts or someone else is posting for her. So, like, it's not like she's sitting there maliciously thinking, like, oh, everything's burning, let me post this. So I was kind of proud. I was kind of proud of people in that one because I didn't honestly see any negative comment. I didn't scroll, like, too far down, but all of them were like, what do you expect her to do about it? Like, she's got, like, the world has to go on. Yes, it's awful, horrible, but awful, horrible things happen all the time. Someone referenced Palestine and how it's been burning and on fire and crazy, and people still go to work. And I'm like, yeah, finally some people are thinking with their brains. Okay. Did you hear about this lady in Canada that scammed people out of Taylor Swift tickets? She scammed 28 people, I think it was, out of $75,000 worth of Taylor Swift tickets. Yeah, she just, I don't know how she got away with this, but it was funny. They like, the news people came up to her door and they knocked on the door, and she opened it a little bit and saw who it was and slammed the door shut. Yeah, so I think she's in a lot of trouble. And how sad would that be to buy tickets to the probably one of the most iconic concerts or tours in history, and get to the gates and realize it's not what you thought. When we went to Seattle, there was a lady sitting next to us, and she was dressed to like full Evermore cape, like Willow, music video vibe. Does Willow have a music video? I don't know. Maybe it does. Hang on, let me check. If so, I need to watch it, obviously, because I know Cardigan has one, and I don't know why I can't think of Willow, but maybe it doesn't. It does. Or is that Cardigan? No, it says Willow. Okay, sorry, I was getting confused. Maybe Cardigan doesn't have one. All right, sorry, this is not what I was doing here for. Anyway, yeah, and she's like, I'm so pissed. SeatGeek or StubHub or something screwed me over, and they gave me the wrong seats. She's like, so I'm just gonna. This is the seat I'm supposed to have. I'm just gonna sit here until someone kicks me out, or if they do, I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure, like, this is a sold out show, so someone's gonna kick you out. And they did, and she didn't get in a fight, but she was like very, very upset with the security people and stuff. And I did look back later, and she was just a few rows behind us, so luckily she did still get a pretty good spot. But I don't know how they keep all that straight. I don't know how airlines can book flights like forever in advance. Like, how do you know that? How do you know that airplane is going to be there at that time? I mean, I guess if you plan meticulously, but that's insane. There's just like stuff like that, concert venues, concert tickets, like all these little tiny things you wouldn't even think about. And it's like, how many seats do they leave open so they can give away to, free to fans, or to their friends that want to come see the show? I just want to know everything. I want to know all of it. Cameron Diaz has come out of retirement finally, and I didn't realize that she had dated Diddy, which was interesting to me. She did. And if you're unaware, there's this like rumor that goes around that if you date Diddy, the women that date Diddy usually like leave show business, or they're just like become very quiet, very different. And people are like, is that why she left for 10 years? Is because something happened between them, something, and I was like, I never thought about that before. But now that Diddy's behind bars and she's out, she did say in a press tour, though, she's like, I just wanted to stay at home. I wanted to be with my kids. I wanted to just, I needed to slow down. And she's like, I kept getting offers, like, hey, do you want to come do this? She's like, nope. Like, hey, do you want to be in this movie? Nope. Then she's like, finally the offer stopped, and I was just kind of free for 10 years. She started that wine company with her friend, Aveline Wine, I think. But that's basically all she's done. The last movie she did was Annie, I think. Yeah, and the one before that was The Other Woman, which I love The Other Woman. It's one of my favorite movies. And now she's back on a Netflix movie with Jamie Foxx. And I love that you can just tell that they actually enjoy working together. And I love when you see celebrities in a press interview and you can tell they genuinely like each other. And you're just like, oh, I just love it. Like, you can tell they're friends in real life and whatever. But I haven't seen the movie. It's called, what is the movie called? I don't know. It's on Netflix, but I don't expect it to be like this, show-stopping movie. Just go and watch it to have fun. I've seen people complaining about it already Also, I've heard people complaining about the movie Carry on Netflix with Taron Egerton. What's wrong with that movie? I liked it. Like, obviously, these movies aren't going to be 1000% realistic. Like, we got to stop going to movies thinking that. Like, it's a movie, it's supposed to entertain. It's like most movies that are made aren't even accurate in the information and like stuff that they do. Like, just go and enjoy the movie. Who cares? It doesn't have to be totally realistic. It's just a fun movie to watch. And it bugs me when people think that has to be this like profound, writing and all this stuff. I mean, no, there are movies that just need to be movies. I will say these streaming companies, they need to slow it down. We don't need that many movies. I would rather you put more time and energy into the movies that you are making instead of making 1,200 movies a year. Let's just tone it down a little bit and put a little bit more money into them than just cranking them out. That does bug me, but not every movie has to be this Oscar-worthy movie. Just go and have fun. Okay, so I feel bad I didn't know who this guy was, but apparently he's a pretty big deal. And David Lynch, he has passed away. He was 79 years old. And was he 79? I think I just made that up. 78. There we go. I didn't know who he was, but I Googled him. I did a light Google, and apparently he is a huge person in the Twin Peaks era. I think he wrote Twin Peaks. Is that a movie or a TV show? It says, what is David Lynch known for? He received acclaim for his films, which are often distinguished by their surrealist, dreamlike qualities. In a career spanning more than 50 years, he was awarded numerous accolades, including the Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement at the Venice Film Festival in 2006 and an Honorary Academy Award in 2019. It says David Keith Lynch was an American filmmaker, visual artist, musician, and actor. Considered one of the most important filmmakers of his era, Lynch was often called a visionary, who was acclaimed for his film often distinguished by their surrealist qualities. So he did Twin Peaks, Mulholland Drive, Eraserhead, I don't know what that is, Dune. Is that the original Dune? 1984. Blue Velvet, another Twin Peaks. Anyway, I just kept seeing, like, a lot of my friends were posting about him, and then the cast of Severance was talking about him and how much they loved working with him, or if they ever got to meet him. But yeah, I just saw a clip today on TikTok of him complaining about people watching movies on iPhones. He's like, what a bunch of rubbish. It's like watching a movie on an iPhone when it's supposed to be seen on a screen. I'm like, you know what? I do have to agree with that. When people are like, I'll just wait for that to come home and watch it on my TV. I'm like, you guys, there are some movies that need to be watched in theaters. Like, that's just how it is. Imagine watching Dune on like an iPad. No, thank you. This lady in, I'm guessing she's from France, because it says French woman scammed. She was scammed out of, get this is an insane amount of money. So she thought she was talking to Brad Pitt. she thought she was paying for his cancer treatments. How do people fall for this stuff? Honestly, how do people fall for it? I just don't understand. It says online scammers are nothing new, but the rise of AI-generated images, they're becoming more sophisticated, especially regarding true romance. I mean, the pictures do look pretty real. It's of him, Brad Pitt, sitting in like a hospital room in, I don't know. I still, like, wouldn't you want to meet the person first just to verify that that's actually real? It says one such case involved a 53-year-old French interior designer who was tricked into paying $855,000 for someone posing as actor Brad Pitt for alleged cancer treatment. Oh my gosh. Admittedly, she is experiencing marital problems with her millionaire husband and sought comfort in what she believed to be an unexpected friendship with Pitt. The scammer sent her poems and affirmations, creating a genuine bond during a challenging time. There are so few men who write you this kind of thing. I liked the man I was talking to. He knew how to talk to women. It was always very well done. Although she admitted to having doubts about the account, the AI-generated photos and videos eased her suspicions. However, as the financial demands grew increasingly absurd, she finally reported the situation to authorities, prompting an investigation. Wow, that is insane. It says, according to the Federal Trade Commission in 2022, nearly 70,000 people reported a romance scam and reported losses in $1.3 billion. You guys, come on. Really? This is why you don't trust anybody. This is why you become a Scorpio energy. You don't trust a single person. Always be doubtful. Always have suspicions. Like, $1.3 billion. Also, what do you think this woman's husband thought? He's like, excuse me, where did $855,000 go? She's like, I don't know. Could you imagine that? Oh, that makes me sick. But also, it's like, are people really this dumb? Maybe I'll start scamming people. Not elderly people, though, like Jen Shaw. But wow, that's insane. If you have time, look up the pictures of him in the in the hospital room. They're actually pretty realistic. I didn't know there were videos too, but you just can't trust anybody nowadays. So everyone wants Ariana Grande to play Megara in Hercules, the live action, and people have suggested. Wait, didn't they come out with the list of people who are going to play Hercules? Or am I wrong? Hang on. Let me double check. No, they did not. For some reason, I thought they had announced a Hercules live action. But people are saying they want Ariana Grande to play Meg and for Taron Egerton to play Hercules. Sorry, I forgot the name. I could see that. Or I could see Austin Butler playing that. But Ariana was asked about it, and she's like, I love that, and I love... Because I think she sang on, like, a Disney album. She sang the... What's the song she sings? Meg. What is the song called? Anyway, you know, it's a song where she's singing, and people are like, she should do it because she's already sang that song. But she's like, I appreciate that, but I think Liz Gillies would be more perfect for the role. And everyone's like, oh, I didn't even think about that. It's actually a really good thought. I love Liz Gillies. If you're not sure who she is Jade from Victorious, and she played Fallon in the reboot of Dynasty, which I loved. I loved her character in that. So yeah, there's that. Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny, I just thought this was interesting. Both of them have already reached 1 billion streams for the year. It is January 20th, and they both already have 1 billion streams. That is insane. That is that is so much. Also, he has a new album out, so go check out his new album. Hamilton is now the fastest Broadway play to reach $1 billion. I think it's Lion King, Phantom of the Opera, Wicked, and Hamilton. But Hamilton is the fastest one to reach 1 billion. So I think Wicked is like 1.4. Lion King's over 2 billion, I think. And then it's Phantom of the Opera. Which, didn't they announce that that's closing? Anyway, speaking of Broadway, Orville Peck is headed to Broadway. If you're not sure who he is, he's that gay country singer. Orville Peck is headed to Kit Kat Club in New York City to make his Broadway debut as MC in Cabaret. Got this from Variety. It was announced on Wednesday that the country singer will replace Adam Lambert in the role. Peck's 16-week run at the August Wilson Theater begins March 31st. He said, I grew up as an actor and doing theater for a lot of people. This was a really coveted role in musical theater because it's so open to interpretation and an incredible character. Peck told me during a phone interview ahead of his casting announcement. This was always a dream role of mine when I was a young actor. So there we go. Did you guys see they're banning Red Dye number 3? I don't know if that's the one everyone hates, but I think it's a good start. The fact that a lot of these things haven't been banned yet and they're banned in other countries is pretty scary. So yeah, here's the start of it. Jen Shaw is supposedly getting out of prison in November of 2026, so a lot earlier than what she was expected. Everyone's curious if she's going to come back to the show. I don't know. Do you think it's ethical that she comes back to the show? Do you think... I don't really think she added too much to the show. I'm going to be honest with you. I think these ladies, especially after these last 2 seasons, they are doing just fine. Like, they are carrying the entire Housewives franchise, and they're doing it effortlessly. So I don't think she needs to come back. Honestly, I don't think so. Wendy Williams was on the Breakfast Club radio show. And if you're unaware, people have been saying that she has dementia, that she is incoherent, that she can't function. This interview, she speaks very well, and you can clearly tell she's fine. She's in a conservatorship, and the conservatorship is making her live at this old people home in New York. They won't let her go see her dad for his 94th birthday. Her whole family's in Florida, but she has to stay in New York. Her allowance is like a tiny amount. She's not allowed to speak out, or she's like, I'm afraid they're going to take away my phone. I don't know what happened that she was able to go on this show. I don't think they knew she was going on the show. She basically was just saying, hey, I'm fine. Whatever they're telling you is a lie. And they asked her about Diddy, and she's like, I knew Diddy before most of y'all knew Diddy, and Diddy's done. Like, he needs to be behind bars, he needs to be arrested, he's a terrible person. So I don't know. I hope that she comes back, though, in some way. I hope she has like a podcast or something, or her pop culture has not been the same without Wendy Williams. She is pop culture herself, talking about pop culture, and I need her to come back so bad. So bad. All right, let's see. So there's a concert benefiting the fires in LA. It's called FirAid. Variety, I got this from Variety, but it's been posted on, I saw it on Katy Perry's Instagram first, but it's a concert to benefit, and raise money. It says Gwen Stefani's No Doubt is reuniting for the FirAid benefit concerts to raise money for those most affected by Los Angeles wildfires, taking place at both Intuit Dome and Kia Forum on January 30th. The one-night event will also feature performances from Billie Eilish, Jelly Roll, Joni Mitchell, Lady Gaga, John Mayer, and Dave Matthews and Stevie Nicks. Other acts set to perform including Earth, Wind & Fire, Green Day, Gracie Abrams, Katy Perry, Lil Baby, Pink, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rod Stewart, Sting, Steven Stills, and Tate McRae. Additional artists and guests for both venues will be announced in the coming days. So there you go. That's why I want to live in a place like a huge city like that. I mean, obviously they're doing it in Los Angeles because it's benefiting Los Angeles, but you just always know if you're in New York or Los Angeles, everyone's always going to go there. There's always going to be some major event. Like, if I was there in New York and I could have ran down to Grand Central Station and saw the advertising thing for Severance, how fun would that be? Oh, I want it so bad. Okay, we're running low on time. I don't know who sets the time limit, but I guess I do. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake finale. This episode was crazy. So basically they're the last day in Mexico. They've been there for 3 episodes so far, and they've just found out that Britney's been recording them. They've all been fighting. Or is this the episode where, they found out that she was recording them? Yes, okay, sorry. They're all at lunch the next day after they went on this ATV ride, and Mary is like, these ladies might have forgotten what you did, but I haven't forgotten. I know you recorded us. She's like, are you upset that you got caught, or are you upset that you did it? Meredith and Angie are finally starting to get along. They're like, did you see that? We just made eye contact. And they're like, oh, that's progress. Angie was in hot water with Mary because Angie went to check on Britney after she started crying again. And Mary took that as a sign of betrayal because she said, Britney doesn't like me. And you went and helped her and took care of her. And I just thought that was a act of betrayal. And Angie started crying. Mary started crying. They both bonded over the fact that they both lost their mothers. In the sense that, is Mary's mom, like, is she still alive? But she wasn't a very good mom, is what Mary's hinting at. She said her dad left her, because and he said very verbally that he doesn't like Mary, and he never came back. So Mary just was upset that Angie would quickly go to someone's defense that is not nice to her, which I don't think it's Britney that's not nice to Mary. I'm just going to say that right now. Yeah, so then there's this podcaster who's been stirring up drama. I think it's called Up and Adam. And that's who Lisa and Whitney have been talking to. Whitney saying he called her and said Lisa is starting rumors that your jewelry is sold from Alibaba. Then Lisa says, no, I called him and he said it's the exact opposite. And the Meredith's like, well, I actually called him and he's saying that none of that is true. And Whitney's like, what do you want me to say? He told me that. Like, he told me this is what was happening. And Lisa's like, those aren't facts. And she's like, I don't care. Like, plus this episode was uncensored, so you can hear him swearing. It was so awesome. Then we find out that Whitney, they're like, how'd you get this information? And she's like, I reached out to Monica. And their faces just dropped. And Heather's like, you reached out to our sworn nemesis to get information? She's like, yeah, I did. And she's like, I got the information I needed or something along those lines. But then they all start getting a fight, and Heather's like, wait, this is not what we need to be doing. We all have our own version of a burn book in our phones. We've all talked shit about each other. We need to just lay it out there, get it all out. She's like, so what we're going to do, I don't know how she got people to agree to this, but, that's crazy. We're going to go through our phones. We're going to find the meanest thing we've said about someone here at this table, and we're going to have them read it. And some of the things were vicious. So Heather's was about Whitney, and it was pretty sad. So Whitney's a low-life piece of shit. Went on and on and on. Britney's was about Mary. She's like, Mary, I'm really, really sorry. And Mary's like, okay. And what it said was, hey, I'm thinking about having tea tomorrow, but I'd rather invite Bronwyn than Mary. And everyone kind of sat there like, is that it? She's like, yeah. They're like, that's the meanest thing you have about Mary on your phone? She's like, yeah. And Mary's like, that's not even mean. She's like, I agree with her. Would rather that to happen. Andy's was about Bronwyn. That one was pretty tough. Whose was Whitney's about? Lisa? Was Whitney's about Lisa? I think. But I knew when this first started, I'm like, Lisa and Meredith are not going to handle this well. They're just not. I can tell. Lisa talked about, who was it? Whitney maybe? And it was some made up thing. It wasn't even real. Like, that's definitely not the meanest thing she said about Whitney. And then Whitney's was for Lisa, and that didn't end well. That's when it started to kind of blow up. And then she alluded to the fact that Lisa alluded to the fact that Angie's husband, enjoys the company of other men again after they just finally put this all to bed. Angie starts freaking out. She stands up. She throws flowers at Lisa. A producer comes over and tries to calm Angie down. She's like, don't touch me. So Angie leaves. Mary gets up. She's like, that is disgusting, Lisa. You are awful. And then here we go. Meredith, before she's had a chance to show her mean text message on her phone, stands up. She's like, I'm effing done. I'm done. And she leaves. I'm like, this happened exactly how I thought. Meredith didn't have to say anything, and Lisa got mad. And that's exactly what happened. So I think the finale, or the reunion part 1, starts next week. This week. Wednesday or Thursday. There's 3 parts. It's going to be good. I cannot wait. Anyway, that is that. Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Happy, I don't know what other things are celebrating. Happy TikTok being back day. It's okay to quit the gym if it's the one I go to. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later. If you want to, subscribe to the Patreon for 2 more episodes a month on there. And like and subscribe to the podcast. Leave reviews. You can leave comments. I can see the comments, so please leave them. I love reading them. What else? Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.